What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Q, Quinte, or Quintessential. Whatever you know me as the host of BLK Talk. Guess what? We have an exciting show for you today, so sit back, tune in, and join the conversation. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. I'm your boy Q, Quinte, Quintessential, whatever you want to call me. I am the host of BLK Talk, and you guys are tuned in for another amazing episode of this amazing show on this amazing platform hosted by this amazing black man. But guess what's even more amazing is we have this amazing woman, Jasmyne Flowers, that is joining us today. Jasmyne, what's up, girl?
Hey, what a beautiful introduction. I love all of the amazings. I think that's amazing.
You know, I'm feeling good today. I think it's that little nap that I went back and had that got me feeling amazing because you wasn't gonna get this before.
Okay, so you went to sleep and then you had a nap too.
I did. I woke up early and said, yeah, I'm not going to work today. So let me go back to sleep and wake up, and now I'm feeling good and refreshed.
I love it. Sleep is always a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. We should come up with a brand. Sleep is a beautiful thing. So, Jasmyne.
Yes.
I had the opportunity, guys, to meet Jasmyne some years ago. And when I tell you, ever since I met her, her personality has never changed. This lady will always make you laugh. She's going to always make you think. She's going to always educate you in the most entertaining way. and she's always going to make you feel loved, unless you just don't like you. I mean, then she won't. So, Jasmyne, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, man, where do I start? Should I start from the beautiful beginning of 10/4/84, born in Florida, to the beautiful Beverly and James Flowers? Is that too much?
You know what? And happy belated birthday. Let's
Thank
happy
you.
belated birthday.
Thank
so
you.
Let's start back then. Beverly and James popped out this bundle of joy.
Okay. I would say I'm a lion-ass Libra. Let's start out there.
Oh.
You know, I just like to own the narrative since everybody want to say that about Libras. But yeah, I mean, a little bit about me. I guess entertainment is my entire life. I love entertainment. I love to entertain. Used to be extremely shy, broke out of that. So now that I can have like what I'm trying to pursue now, but I do a lot. I ain't gonna talk about my regular job because that hopefully won't be a thing for too much longer. But my interests are the work that I do now as media personality work, radio show with Raheem Brazil on WCC Radio, also iHeartRadio. And then I do my press thing where I go out and talk to celebrities and interview interesting, amazing people and get a lot of rejection because I'm just starting out.
Oh, no. See, but you know what?
Yes.
That helps to add to the story.
It does.
So appreciate that rejection now, because I'm telling you, that could turn around quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah. And
like your inbox is going to be flooded. I'm telling you, because you got a personality that just won't quit.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I kind of take it to a lighter side of being rejected. Like I use it for content on my Instagram page because in a way I'm like, okay, well, the rejection that I'm noticing or experiencing, let me try to see if I can help people. Like just working the One Music Fest, and literally when I always talk about when the press credentials ain't credentialing. And essentially it's like, okay, you have a job to do. So let's focus on what you need to do instead of what is actually happening to you. And here are things to do when certain things aren't working out for you. Turn it into a positive is kind of how I see it. Like your end goal is to get the content that you need. Get it. Like who cares about a no? And I always tell people, no is only a factor when it comes to sex. Anything else is negotiable.
Okay, so we're going to get into that in a minute. But look, I just heard something, and I hope you got your pen and your pad next to you.
Yeah.
Because just write that. And guys, you've heard it here first. So if anybody takes it, we're suing the shit out of y'all, okay? So when the credentials ain't credentialing.
Yep.
Jasmyne Flowers' new book coming 2023.
Exactly. Yes.
I heard it. When you said that, I said, boom, Jasmyne's writing a book.
Yes. And you know what? I was just like, you know, I've been in entertainment since I was 21 years old. Like, fun fact.
Wow, and you're only 23.
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, oh my God, you've accomplished so much in 2 years.
Life happens that way, right?
Right.
But like, I worked for a fashion photographer back when I first came out of college a little bit, and then the first entertainment thing I did was a music video with, I think it was Jagged Edge Stunners back in 2006, and I interned on that, and it was interesting because I just did an interview with Jagged Edge last weekend. But
did you bring up the old interview that y'all did?
I didn't. That interview was so chaotic because they had just come off stage and they were so crazy. I actually didn't even think about it until I started editing it yesterday. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, damn, I wish I would have thought about that then. My mind wasn't even, it was a lot going on. But if I see them again, which I will bring that up to them. But like I always say, I've been working in the industry for a while. But in the beginning, I kind of rejected myself from the industry because I used to be so quiet and so shy that I didn't think I had what it took to actually be in this industry. But then fast forward all these years now, and now that I've started a different phase of entertainment, in a different way, it's still entertainment, but press work, media personality work, I'm experiencing a lot of this just crazy rejection and figuring out ways to navigate around it. So I did come up with when the press credentials ain't credentialing. And I'm like, you have to my mindset now is figure it out. Nothing should stop you from your goal. I've been there before where I told myself I wasn't enough. Nobody else is. So if I can get over me being no, Jazz, you don't have what it takes. You need to sit down. It's a no. If I can get over that, nobody can tell me that I can't be in this space. You gonna do this interview.
Yeah. Now look, when did you find that you were interested in the entertainment industry, and what initially did you feel you wanted to do?
When I was a little girl growing up, my mama used to always take us to the movies. And ever since I was a kid, movies was just a thing for my family and I. Actually, all of my sisters and I end up working in film in some type of way. But when I was coming through school, I went to Clark Atlanta University. I majored in mass comm with a concentration in film. I wanted to be a director and producer. Still do. I still do some, and I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm still a producer. I produce a lot of projects. I'm working on some stuff now too. But I'm not even gonna lie, it was Tyler Perry that made me sit my ass down from the industry. Can I curse?
Absolutely.
It was Tyler Perry. On October 4th, 2008, I worked the opening of his studio, right? And I felt like I was a part of history, which, to be honest, it is. It's historic. The first black to open up his full service, biggest production studio here in Atlanta. It is history. Shout out to Tyler Perry. But I ain't giving no shout out to the people who worked with him because they were so awful. They were so rude and so nasty. It literally made me be like, I'm not cut out for this. I just felt like I didn't have the personality that it took to actually be in that space because people were so aggressive. And at the time, believe it or not, I wasn't. I wasn't a go-getter like that. And I remember working that event, and I remember I was like, I saw Oprah Winfrey there. I remember working the gate of his studio, and I was like, this is amazing. And I remember leaving that night being like, this is the last thing you're going to do in entertainment because it's not for you. And I remember I went and got a lame job, and I was still annoyed by it. End up going to end up having a regular life and everything, but realizing that I have to be in this space in some type of way. So I realized that modification needed to happen for me to be able to thrive in the entertainment industry because don't nobody owe you nothing.
Yeah.
Period. Nobody owes you anything. You have to figure it out. So, with people who are looking out for you though, like you and Raheem and a host of other people who have been so great to me, of course, when you show people how amazing you are, then people are more inclined to help.
Yes.
But it was tough there for a minute. Yeah.
Now, what I want to know, the person who you were, because we all grow, we become better versions or different versions of ourselves. Hopefully, most of y'all are becoming better versions of yourself. But we'll talk about that later. Do you feel that you are more like Jasmyne now, or do you feel like you were more like Jasmyne then?
I feel like I am the evolved Jasmyne. I've always been this Jasmine to my family.
Okay.
But it's interesting because I was talking to my homegirl Andrea, who's in town now for CAU events. I was talking to her about how I just felt like with my family, authentic Jasmine, crazy. My whole family just knows me for being like I've been silly since day one. But in public, I just felt like my contribution to the world didn't matter. And I don't know what led me to tell myself that. Like what in my mind inspired me to be like, no, Jazz, you just sit down. You don't, it doesn't matter what you have to say. But I feel like now I'm living my authentic self to everybody else who I always was. But you know, until like you just don't get anywhere being quiet and shy, you get run over, you miss opportunities. And if you really want the life that you deserve, then you have to be aggressive but not forceful. You have to be like I always believe in humble for what? If you what you do, but also recognizing your weaknesses too. You know, like I'm a person that's like I thrive in this space, but I would never be a dancer because I'm terrible at dancing. Like I can interview my ass off with someone or really have great discussions with someone, but don't ask me to sing. Like just recognizing what.
No. But you good though. I'm remembering karaoke back at Dreamland, and I'm telling you, if y'all ain't heard Jasmine hit a Tony Braxton, buddy, y'all are missing out. Okay, let me tell you.
So much fun to do Tony Braxton. She's amazing though, and she's a Libra.
And we love Tony Braxton. And you just may interview Tony Braxton one day.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and speak that.
Okay, interview Tony Braxton one day. Now, if I ever get a chance to interview her, I am gonna sing like that for real.
And she probably would enjoy it, get a kick out of it, be like, "Oh, damn, that's how it sounds."
Yeah. Or which will be cool too.
So moving forward, okay, so you came to Atlanta, you went to school, you got you had an experience at the Tyler Perry studio that made you want to modify who you were. So when you had that, I guess that self-realization, like what was going through your mind and what did you decide, all right, this is what I'm about to change and I'm coming out strong and y'all can't stop me?
It was the idea of being defeated. Like I did feel like I was defeated and this wasn't for me. Like, you know, coming from Clark, studying it, wanting to do this since I was a kid, and then being in a space where I was like, now you put what you want, like it's not just a theory, it's actually an action. You're experiencing this and you're not good at it. Okay, what now? And so then it was like me sitting down trying to like go over my life and figure out what it was that I needed to do. But this calling to be in entertainment would not leave me alone. And I was just like, please stop, because like it's not for me. But then I went to graduate school in Florida for entertainment business. And it was an okay program, but I don't really think it gave me what I wanted it to give me. And then I was just like, you know what? Here's another thing that I kind of felt like it was half success, half failure, because I grew up understanding, I was never diagnosed, but understanding that I was somewhat dyslexic, or I mean, either you are dyslexic or you're not. I still, when I tell you, I still have to pause at the time and somebody asks me what the time is because I numbers. But but like realizing that, okay, this feeling will not leave me alone. Let me just live the life that I feel like I am here to do. Do it. Yeah. Like, but you have to have a different perspective with it, is what I told myself. So just opening up spaces for myself. In 2016 or 17, I started a podcast, which started my media personality career. It was called The Even Exchange, that I did with two other women.
Uh-oh. Jasmine, where'd you go?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
Did that do not disturb not work?
It did work.
Maybe they call, you know what? If somebody calls you back to back like 2 or 3 times, then it'll just push the call through.
Oh, I was about to say, because I definitely put on, sorry about that. I definitely put
okay.
And they definitely disturbed me. But anyhow,
the Even Exchange.
Yeah, the Even Exchange. And then from the Even Exchange, I just went from platform to platform to platform to ending up on the platform speak, to doing what I'm doing now. And it just felt like it was this time was an easy transition into one thing to the next, to the next, to the, like, I literally have not stopped since 2016 doing this media personality work. And honestly, and I know I want to give a recognition to how terrible 2020 was with the pandemic for a lot of people losing their lives. That is not lost on me, because, so I don't want anybody to feel a way about what I'm about to get ready to say. But as a media personality, 2020 was amazing for me. Yeah. Yeah. And it was really because life became more digital, even though, of course, we've been living in the digital era forever. I mean, for a while now. But it became easier because I actually started getting like these digital press conference opportunities. And so that, and I started working for a woman, Kimberly Thomas, who has her blog, I Hear That Girl. I started working for her doing beauty. And I told her, I was like, I love beauty. Like, I love to put on a Facebook. Girl, entertainment is my life. So, you know, speaking up and then getting those opportunities. And let me just stop here and say, I just told y'all I'm dyslexic. So I've always been insecure. Now, don't play me because your girl got a master's degree, okay? But I have always been a little insecure about reading and writing because I know I have challenges there. But don't let nothing stop y'all, because I mean, I was let me just boast about myself for a minute. I was the academic achiever of my class, which is the highest honor that you can get as a person in graduate school of that class. I actually spoke at my graduation. So again, don't let any challenges hold you down. It may take you longer, but it doesn't mean that it's a full stop. But back to what I was saying about 2020, I started working for her and writing for her, and then started asking for opportunities to interview more people in the entertainment space, and started speaking to celebrities about their new films or people about their new cosmetic brand launch or something like that. And it really opened up a huge space for me where I was like, I finally get it. Like, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Then it started with me putting a real life plan together. I just turned 38 years old a few days ago. And this is the first time in my life I feel like I have a solid life plan, and that I actually, even though all the stuff I just told you that I've done, this is the first time I feel like I'm on the right track, and that a life plan is actually going from my head to being executed, and I can actually see it. Like, the last 2 years have been amazing for my career. I will say that.
So writing out that life plan, though, like, what do you feel the importance of that was? Because we always hear, you know, see it, speak it, but write it down, make it plain, blah, 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 all that stuff. But what do you feel writing it down and actually seeing your plan for your life on paper? What do you think that does for you, or for people in general?
It makes you accountable for yourself. And it makes you also realize how full of shit you are when you don't. Like, honestly, like, how can you expect someone else to tell you the truth and be honest with you if you can't even do it with yourself? Like, how are you going to ask someone else to do that when you say, this is what I want, but then you do everything else not to do it? So if you write it down, and then you actually like write it down, and then actually say, okay, by this time I want to achieve this. So like, what I did was, I told myself at the beginning of this year, I'm going to start working for myself. And I said before, I was working for someone else. I want to start working for Jasmine Flowers and building up my name. I want people to know me and what I'm trying to contribute to this media space. I did that this year. And like, ended up getting a manager, ended up really being like now I go, and please believe me, I'm no celebrity. That ain't me. But like, I go out to events now, and some people actually be like, okay, Jasmine Flowers, I heard your name before. And that makes me feel good, because it's not attached to stay away from her. You know? Not yet, anyway. So it's just like, I did what I said I was gonna do. And then I'm even working on my plan for next year as well, which I'll talk about later. But I'm working on my plan for next year to be able to execute the next step of what I want to do. And then like, I kind of have like a 4-year plan, because I feel like when we talk about it, and I think 4 is completion. 4 is my favorite number anyway, but it's like, to me, it's a sense of completion. Like, of course, your matriculation through college, through high school is 4 years. And I feel like 4 years is enough time for you to go from literally being a freshman, not knowing what you're supposed to do, to being able to be on a senior level and recognizing that you did it, you completed it, and from there. So I handle my life now in 4-year increments to get where I need to get.
Damn, that's good. I never ever thought of that.
Yeah, I just really just put that together because when we think about it, 4 is enough time. Like some people will be like 5. Well, but then that extra year is just an excuse for you to slack off. Do 4 years and figure out like, okay, I'm a freshman. I need to understand. I need to grow. I need to be able to understand the space that I'm in. I'm learning. Then you need to move on to become a sophomore where you're like, okay, I'm getting a better foundation and understanding of what I need to do and I'm applying it. Junior, okay, I'm right before I get ready to become a senior. I still more things that I need to learn, but I'm advanced now. Senior, you know what you need to do. You have executed it, and now you have the tools to be able to be like, done all that, I'm graduating to the next step. But even when you're finished with senior year, you should still have your next 4 years planned out where you're like, okay, what's the next 4 years of steps that I need to take to do this? And I feel like once, and I mean, I don't have life all the way figured out. There's still a lot of things that I need to do and achieve because I feel like I got the career together, but the personal needs a little work. So do a little 4-year plan for that one too. But like I'm trying and figuring out and have found something that works for me.
I love that. Now, okay, so pretty much year in year, you said 2020 was a great year as far as your brand goes, and we're in 2021. Then boom, here we are right now in 2022. So technically you're kind of like in the junior year of that 4-year plan. So with that being said, what does year 4, what does 2023 look like for the Jasmyne Flowers brand?
So Jasmyne Flowers is getting on bigger platforms where I need to push the envelope on getting better with my interviews, like really, like I already like to do research, but really going in, understanding and having a deeper conversation with the people that I'm talking to the point where they're like, damn, how do you know that about me? You know, and then the phase is to, like I said before, getting on bigger platforms where I can be on TV shows. One of my biggest hopes is to host a Netflix show. I really want to host
what, like a little real, like a Netflix game show, reality show, challenge type situation.
I want to do
like where your personality can come out.
Exactly, like something where I can really show who I am, have a good time, but also like I like to mix being like intellectual with also being like extremely stupid and comedy because I feel like it's balance to it all. So the next phase is to allow myself to get on bigger platforms in that way and to really like push all of my energy there to say, okay, I achieved this and I'm actually getting on bigger platforms where I can be bigger. That's the dream now, is to be a bigger name.
Now, are you currently developing any projects that you can talk about that we like can look forward to?
I do have some projects, can't talk about them right now. And I generally don't like to talk about projects that I'm doing until I know it's done. Because sometimes it's not that I care what people think, but sometimes if you talk about too many things that you're doing and you don't do it, then you look like somebody who never completes tasks. And you don't want to be known as somebody who can't get the work done. And you don't recognize yourself as someone who can't get it done. And we know in this space, things fall apart all the time. Like one day you got the green light for the project, and then the next minute it's on the shelf. So, you just have to be like, okay, y'all check it out. It's literally coming out tomorrow. Like that's the way I like to handle things, is being like, okay, y'all check this project out. I'm doing advertisement for it because it's coming out in 2 weeks or something like that. So yeah, but I got a couple of things in the pipeline I'm working on that I'm super excited about, and then working even more to network, like build a community of these awesome people that I know and work with that I admire, like yourself, and like trying to figure out, how we can make these things work.
You know what? I am so proud of you and everything that you have accomplished. Like, I feel like, crazy enough, when I met you, I didn't feel like you were in a shell. Like, I feel like your personality was, it's been consistent, but I still kind of feel like you've come out of your shell and become more of who you are now.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing thing to watch. And Monday, yes, because today's Saturday.
Yeah.
So Monday, guys, I'll actually be sitting with Jasmine and
Hey.
Ryan on the platform Speaks for the second time, actually, because during COVID,
Yep.
during quarantine or whatever y'all want to call it, T. Marie and I had the opportunity to come on, and now I'm coming on Monday to talk about everything, any and everything, which I am very excited about. But tell us about like the platform Speaks, because you guys have been doing it for years.
Yeah. So we have been doing the platform Speaks, Raheem and I, for technically for 3 years. We started with the radio show a year ago, and we just had a big party to celebrate our 1 year anniversary doing the platform Speaks on WCT Radio and also iHeartRadio. But I love the platform because we give other people an opportunity with their own dope platform to come on our show and talk about the amazing work that they're doing. So whether it's artists or media personalities, or we had a brand strategist on before, we've had sex workers on before, people to talk about their lives. And I think it's so valuable because like we don't live in an era anymore where people just do like one thing, or they're just like doing, I don't want to call anybody's work back in the day basic, because it was about survival and just making it. But like people have so many different interests now, and we genuinely love talking to people about the things that they do. I'm so delighted every time somebody decides to come in and do an interview with us and sit down and talk to us about whatever they have going on, their new project, their new music, how they got to where they are now. Like if they've been shot, stabbed, and came back, all of that, or somebody that's somebody, we had a woman on before, her name is Jenny. She's a brand strategist who's like allowing small businesses to grow from being small businesses to huge recognizable brands. She had a baby at 15. And like I love hearing stories like that, because I feel like nothing should stop you. And I keep saying that nothing should stop you from where you were to where you are now. Even like, a lot of people try to make people feel bad about their age or whatever. Like I literally started this media work after I turned 30. And there are a lot of people who think that you have to peak at 15. And that's just not the case anymore. Especially y'all are living a lot longer. Like,
yes.
Like the average age of a human being is 75. So what, you're gonna peak at 30 and you're gonna spend the rest of that time doing what? Hating yourself because you're getting older? I don't think so. Like go back to college if you want to. Start a new life. Like whatever it is that you need to do other than killing people, you should be able to do it.
Now, you know what? I'm gonna say something. So therapy is an amazing thing. So over the last couple of weeks, I have been trying out different therapists. And for most of you who are interested in therapy, but may feel like y'all ain't got the money or whatever, if you guys work a 9-to-5 job, chances are your job, contact your HR department, because most people's jobs have an employee assistance program that they do not know about because they don't ask the questions. But your job has an employee assistance program, and in most cases, the employee assistance program will provide you with multiple sessions, like therapy sessions based off of whatever topic you want, at no cost to you. So boom, no excuses. So I'm saying that to say I reached out to my job because I'm like, all right, well, I haven't been to therapy in maybe a year and a half, something like that. So I just started this job. I'm like, okay, let me see, what your employee assistance program is like. So I reached out to them and I was very specific, because they were like, oh yeah, we're going to give you like Abigail some shit. And I'm like, no, doesn't feel like Abigail's going to connect with me. So let me get somebody. I'm like, I would prefer an African-American male. They said, okay, well, we're going to give you Arthur. I said, okay, Arthur. So we're having our conversation, our first like session or whatever. And his advice to me was, there's no excuse. You need to do this, and this. There's no excuse. You need to do this, and this. Now, he came to me like a granddaddy. Come to find out, Arthur was 67 years old. And of course, I asked for another therapist that kind of, matched my age range. But now that I think of it, because you've kind of said it multiple times, I still don't want him as my therapist, but that little bit of advice that he gave me,
Yeah.
it can go for a lot of things. There are a lot of things out here in life that
Mhm.
we want to accomplish as individuals, as collectives, as groups, as a community. But we, because of whatever reason, tend to put obstacles in our own way. Like obstacles are presented, but we allow those obstacles to kind of stop us in
Mhm.
our tracks, and then we use those obstacles as excuses to not move forward.
Yeah.
So in the words of Arthur and in the words of Jasmine, there's no excuse. So if you want to do it, just go do it.
Yeah. Do it. Just do it. Figure out a way to make it work for you.
Yeah.
Also understanding that there is a difference between passion and purpose too. And
Yeah.
sometimes something isn't for you. And that's okay too. Pivot and figure out another way. But the goal is to have a life that is lived, not that you just existing. So like I always just tell people, like, yes, like you just said, there are so many obstacles, so many barriers to actually doing what it is that you want to do. That's okay. It's
Yeah.
I think the struggle, Frederick Douglass, without struggle, there's no progress. And you got to really think about it that way. Like, imagine if everything was just given to you. Would you appreciate it?
No, no,
Right.
no, you wouldn't.
Exactly. You would, I mean, you wouldn't fully appreciate it unless I could be reincarnated as Blue Ivy, then maybe I would. But other than that, you have to figure out that there's a space for you. I don't want to get like I don't want to do too much, but like I was having a conversation. I was like, if you think about the process of actually getting here and being born, like that egg dropped at the specific time, and that sperm came at the right time. Like out of all the
Wow.
that sperm
Collided.
it collided. And it met at the right time to make you. You already won. Number one, you already won. All you got to do is just go ahead and go over there and get your winnings. You already won. So like make it work out. Whatever your dreams are, like don't look at life as a limitation. Just look at it as, okay, that's a challenge, but let me figure out another way. Like they always say, it may not be going through the door. Maybe it's the window. Maybe you need to shimmy down the chimney. Like exactly one of these. Get in the chimney, but you got in the building.
Yeah.
So yeah, figure it out. And like, two, there are no excuses, but also give yourself grace for failing. If you fail, all right, that didn't work. Let me figure out another way. If you want it, go get
it. Grace for failing, but you got to use it as a lesson. Don't just look at it as the fact that I failed at.
Yeah.
You need to look at what you failed at and figure out where you went wrong. Use that as a lesson, because what I feel, and I'm sorry not to cut you off, I feel that everything in life that we go through, yes, we're going through it for ourselves, but I feel like we're going through the things that we're going through in life because eventually we're going to have to share that story with somebody else who may be going down the wrong path or the right path or whatever it is. I feel like we are living our lives to eventually share those experiences with somebody else.
Yeah, we are. And then too, like, I think we can't overlook the fact of where our ancestors came from and the true challenges that they had to just be. They didn't even, if you think about it, they didn't even have an opportunity to choose what they wanted to do in their lives. And not taking it back to be like, oh, that's not the same. I understand it's not the same. But even with that, we have to understand that we do have opportunities and we do have a life where we can make things happen because they didn't. And they survived. So we could. So it's kind of disrespectful not to live the life that you choose to live based off of the fact that they couldn't even do it. So like,
we are our ancestors' wildest dreams.
We are. We really are. Can you imagine what it must have been like for them to know that this every day they know what it's going to look like because they don't have a choice. But we get to have uncertainty, which is still a privilege for us. Uncertainty in our future can be a beautiful thing because nobody is planning a life for us. You get to plan it. So go and live your dreams, live whatever you want. Don't let nobody stop you, not even yourself. Not the negative speak, because I feel like so many people get into the I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. I was there too. I don't think nobody want to hear what I have to say. Well, girl, why do you feel that way? And I mean, maybe it's some BS, maybe don't nobody want to hear it, but like maybe you can contribute in some other way.
There's always somebody out there that needs to or wants to hear what you have to say, even when they do not know it. There's 6 billion, 7 billion people out here on the world. There's somebody out there that connects with your very experience and they need it. Like I'm telling you, much like you, I questioned myself when I first got into the industry. I didn't feel like I was a good interviewer. I definitely didn't want to do like any public type anything. Let me tell you about my first time being in front of a big audience. Sweat bubbles. The pits was a little hot. I'm stuttering. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Until I cracked a little joke. Realized I had everybody's attention.
Yeah.
And then after that, I just kind of flowed through. But I realized that the experiences that I had been sharing with other people were very interested in hearing. So with that being said, y'all, there is somebody out here. There's an audience out here for everybody. It may be an audience of 2, it may be an audience of 2 million, but never give up. Keep on trying. There's something out here for everybody. There's a place in this world for all of us.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. It's so true. I just hope more and more people recognize that. I think we all know people who struggle with confidence and struggle with feeling like they belong here, So it's like you want to take them by the shoulders and be like, come on, like you're here and people love you and they want to hear what you say. But it's a journey for everybody. You have to come to it on your own terms and really understand you deserve to be here.
Absolutely. Now, this was a good conversation. Now, y'all gonna get part 2 of this conversation on Monday because I'll be on the platform Speaks with Jasmyne Flowers and Raheem Brazil. So make sure y'all tune into that. But before we go, Jasmyne, let the people know how they can stay in touch with you. Of course, hold on, where am I? Down here. That Instagram is floating. But Jack, where can people find you? TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, OnlyFans?
Not yet, but I may have to. I'm just like, if I get rejected one more time, I'm for y'all goons. But no, y'all can find me across all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Jasmyne Flowers, that's JASMYNE FLOWERS. You can find me on TikTok as Rogue Jasper because some bald-headed little goon took my name, Jasmyne Flowers. Before I could get it, I was a little tardy to the party. And so Rogue Jasper, ROGUEJSPER, Jasper is my family name for me. I didn't just come up with anything. I'm on YouTube too. I need to actually post videos on there, but you can also find me there, Jasmyne Flowers, JASMYNE FLOWERS. And every Monday, y'all could hear this raspy, ashy, deep voice on WTT Radio and also radio with Raheem Brazil every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. And this Monday, you can hear Q on there as I interview him.
Yes, I am looking forward to it. Yeah. Now look, Jasmine Raquel. Jasper. Jasmine. I appreciate you so much. I'm hoping that y'all got something from this conversation because Jasmine dropped a lot of gems today. And make sure you guys follow her, support her, everything that she has going on. A little birdie told me, Jasmine told me a little while ago that there might be some things coming up soon, so might be a little, Okay. So just make sure you follow her and see everything that she has going on. And Jasmine, I appreciate it. And welcome to the BLK Talks family. Now we got to get you on the BLK Lunch and Learn panel. So we'll talk about that soon.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Thank you so much for this. And I also want to thank you for all of the things that you've been doing for me. Like, if y'all don't know, Q is the plug. Q is also a person who he's looking at y'all. And I appreciate you for just looking at me and finding value in me enough to help me out. And I really appreciate you for that. And I hate it when people say that Black people don't help each other out because I know that to not be true. And I have been helped out from my own people so much, and you have been one that has really supported me. And if there's anything that I can do for you, you already know I got you, because I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you, Jasmine. And I appreciate you. I appreciate people for being themselves and giving me something to look forward to. So and never changing. So when you get to that Netflix show,
Hey,
and I call you and be like, hey, Jasmine, I need you. You know, I know you busy with your Netflix show or whatever, but I need you to come on and, you know, do this interview or be on this panel. I need you to be like, all right, Q, you know, let me check with my manager.
you
I'll
already
check the schedule, but I got you.
you already know. I ain't even gonna say. I'll be like, just tell me what day it is. I'm gonna clear my schedule to be there. Period. I'll be like, you got full access. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Just tell me the day. I'll make sure I'm there.
Boom. Well, there we go. Jasmine, once again, I appreciate it so much, guys. Make sure you follow Jasmine. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 14. Yes, episode 14 of season 1 of BLK Talk. I'm giving y'all a couple more episodes, and then I'm taking a little break and coming back for season 2. But thank you guys. I hope you all enjoyed the conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day. And if you need anything, you guys know where I'll be. Follow me on Instagram at quintessential1. You can also follow BLK Lunch and Learn and BLK Talk at BLK Lunch and Learn on Instagram and blklunchandlearn.info website. And we'll talk to you guys soon. And